Hello, everyone. Welcome to our love reading today. Our reading is going to be about relationships, soul connections. When two hearts meet, we're using that deck, and we might possibly use two other ones, depending on like what we need to know, if we need more information. So that's too many cards at one time. So thank you everybody for subscribing, for supporting my YouTube, Facebook. It's nice to be able to help you guys. I love doing readings. I hope everybody is doing okay. Um, I hope that this relationship reading finds you well. I hope that it takes what works for you. Remember, take what calls to you, leave what doesn't. Some cards may resonate with some people, but it might not resonate with others, and that's okay. There can be multiple messages in one reading for many different people. So take what comes to you and feels right. Okay. I feel like we need to pull one more. We are going to use different different cards to bring out a full meaning. It helps to elaborate sometimes using multiple decks. Okay, so your first card is deeply. Look deeply within to discover your soul purpose in your relationship. Okay, so one thing about a relationship, the relationship is only going to show up on the level that you are showing up. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing the frequency work within yourself, the healing within yourself. We we seek in others what we often lack in ourselves, okay? And sometimes we seek in others what we haven't healed in ourselves. So you got to be really careful. If you're an empath, sometimes you'll seek someone that will actually like drain your energy and things. And so you want to make sure that you are doing your inner work, because the more inner work you do in yourself, the more you're going to elevate yourself, the more you're going to align your frequency, the more you're going to balance your heart. And when you do this, it will bring in the right energies for you, okay? And it'll also help you to see clearly which ones are not. Dreams. Okay, so share your dreams together and encourage each other to make them a reality. So, in a relationship that is balanced, both parties in this relationship should have a desire to help each other grow. If you're in a relationship with someone and they don't want to see you grow, but they want to grow themselves and kind of keep you like in the background, that's not a healthy relationship. That's not spiritually aligned for you. Okay, a healthy relationship is going to have both of you growing together and both of you reaching your dreams. It's not going to be about one person reaching their dreams and the other person just standing there in the background holding the bag. Like that's not a balanced relationship. So share your dreams together and encourage each other to make them a reality. If you are trying to share your dreams with someone and they are giving you negative feedback towards those dreams, trying to discourage you, trying to prevent you from doing what your heart is being pulled to do, that is also out of alignment. Okay? Where Pay attention to their words. Are they being spoken out of jealousy? Are they being spoken out of envy? Are they being spoken out of fear? Are they being spoken out of their own unresolved issues, right? The main thing is to know thyself so that you can know when somebody says something, where it's coming from. If you don't know thyself, then you're going to allow messages to come in that are going to direct you off your path. Okay, so be vigilant, be aware of intentions. Okay, sometimes we always want to see the good in everybody around us because we love them, and we would we would always say the good. We would always wish them the good. So therefore, we would always assume that they would wish us the good, but that's not always the case. So just make sure that that your relationship is balanced, and that you're both supporting each other's desires and wants. Okay, it should never just be one-sided. If it's one-sided, then definitely start paying more attention to the situation. Okay, a love bond grows stronger over time. Yeah, so in a relationship, the bond that you have with the person should become stronger and stronger over time. And you should become more and more confident in yourself over time. And they should become more and more confident in themselves over time. Okay. A true love bond should always make you feel safe, wanted, uh, even needed, and but not like needed in a bad way, but like the person doesn't the person needs you as their other part, wants you as their other part. Okay, so it's uh, everybody wants to feel wanted, so it's really important um, when when we have that energy of acceptance. And a bond is when somebody feels like if they need you for something, you are there for them. And if they need you for something, you are there for them. And if they, if you need them, they're there for you. It's a balanced need. It's not like an unhealthy need, because you don't want to have attachments that are unhealthy. Okay, so the bond for a need is an equal. It's an equal give and take. Okay, so the love bond grows stronger. It should grow stronger and stronger over the time that you are together. If it is not, then you want to look to see what is the roadblocks. What are the roadblocks? Are there certain things that you could possibly work through that you're just refusing to do, right? Are they doing the healing that they need to do? Are you doing the healing that you need to do? Are you able to do the healing together? Um, Sometimes you can be the complete opposite of each other, but in some situations, being the complete opposite can actually balance each other out as well. So it really depends on the purpose of the relationship, the marriage, whatever. And in some places, in some situations, um, it's so important to be able to communicate and have a a feeling that it's not going to escalate to a battle. Okay, you should have that open communication. That also helps to grow your bonds. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. Okay, so when you are truly meant for each other, and I mean like by the universe meant for each other, this union between the two of you starts to happen whenever you're least expecting it. For some people, they might feel like, oh, well, we've been friends for years, but then like all of a sudden it just takes on a totally new meaning. Okay, in that situation, you would definitely say that um, the relationship is spiritually aligned. Okay, and that's whenever some people say that they feel like they found their soulmate. or they feel like this is their forever person. The union is something that is very hard to put into words. It's usually something that's felt more than it is expressed. Okay. Being with you is like a party. It's always fun. So the Three of Cups, this represents the Three of Cups. So in this relationship, you want to feel like you wouldn't want to experience this moment with anybody else but this person. Okay. You should always enjoy each other's company. You should never feel like you are um, belittled or unappreciated, right, in this relationship. You want to make sure that the feelings feel great, that you feel great with this person. Together we can get through anything, the chariot. Okay, so this one is a reminder that the relationship is strong and powerful when you work together. Okay, if this relationship is a healthy relationship, then no matter what you're going through, you should be able to pull together and make it through this situation without tearing each other apart, or without going outside of the relationship to try to find support. Okay, you want to try to be like each other's best friend kind of situation. Okay, I will always love you and take care of you, the Empress. So being in this relationship is a commitment. Okay, I will be what you need. I will be what you want. And in return, they will be what you need. They will be what you want. You're constantly working on each other. You're constantly working on yourself. One thing about relationships is you don't just find your forever person and then that's it. Like, as you go through life and as you age, you change with different experiences. You change if you have children and they grow up. Like, you go through these periods where you change as a person. So as you are changing, that person's going to change with you also. That way you don't grow apart from each other. Okay, this is what's important too, is to make sure that you are both committed to taking care of each other as well as yourself, right? And keeping in touch with each other. You want to make sure you're communicating. That's why communication is so important, because when you communicate with each other, then you are well aware of the changes that the other person is going through as well, right? That way you can change together and you don't grow apart. I know a lot of times people will say, well, the kids grew up, they moved out, and we just got a divorce because we didn't get along with each other, we didn't have anything in common. But what did you allow during the time of the children growing together, growing up? You separated. So those are situations that can happen when there's a lack of communication, right? So you should always go on dates, always spend time together, regardless of whether you have fur babies, family, friends, children, regardless. You should always spend time with each other, because that is what strengthens the bond and the union. Okay. I am so in tune with you, Queen of Cups. All right. So this is in a relationship where you are you are able to understand each other. You're listening, actively listening. See, this is an active listening. Like, they're looking at each other, they're making eye contact, they're not competing with each other, they're understanding each other's emotions. That is a healthy relationships energy, okay? And our last card is I look forward to working together on our goals. Three of Pentacles. All right, so in this relationship, it is all about reaching new heights. Okay, that's one of the main things. You should never stop wanting to reach new heights with each other. Okay, the love that you have for each other should continue to grow, and you should water each other like you would water a flower. You know, You want to see the other person bloom just as much as you want to bloom yourself. Okay, so reaching goals that each person sets actually strengthens each other as well, because you're happy, they're happy, together you're happy. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see what we have for Red Hot Love. I like this reading so far. It's such good energy. Very nice cards. So let's see. What do we need to know to go with this reading? What do we need to know to go with this reading? What do we need to know to go with this reading? Ooh. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have intimacy. So intimacy is very important, right? Being able to feel connected with each other on on a deep emotional level is very important. Sometimes intimacy can be affected when you're not feeling validated in a relationship. If there's a situation where one of your needs are not being met in another emotional area, you might feel like intimacy is you might feel cold in the intimacy area. Okay. So there could be this like unbalanced energy, basically is what I'm saying. Like sometimes that happens when you are um when you're not when you when you're not being um how do I want to say that? When the person isn't meeting, say, your emotional needs, but they want to be intimate with you. There might be a situation where one party might not want to be intimate because they don't feel like their emotional needs are being met, or they don't feel connected in this way because their other needs, which are more important, heartfelt needs, are not being understood correctly. So intimacy is really important in a relationship, but it should also be equally important on both sides, right? It should be respected on both parties, and it should be worked on. This should be something that feels like a union when you are together. And intimacy is also being able to feel safe with this person, feeling like you can share the things that really are important and deep to you, and not feel like they're going to make fun of you or laugh at you or put it down or make you feel like, why did I even say that, or why did I even bring that up? Like, that's also a part of intimacy as well. You want to feel safe with each other. You want to feel like you can express yourself with each other. You want to, again, feel like this person's your best friend and you can tell them anything. And that's a part of intimacy as well. Blinded. Okay, so with this card, you want to make sure that you are not blinded. Sometimes we have red flags right in front of us and we just don't see them, right? We might be so determined that it's us that's the problem, or it's the situation that we're in, or other things, and we're blinded and we just don't truly see the red flags that we truly need to see. Okay. So like in this situation, the umbrella is so dark that the person can't even see through it. So like they're just completely blinded to the red flags, right? And it's kind of like a reflection. They're not they're looking for red flags, but they see them in themselves and they think that they're the problem. Okay. So this is a reminder to be careful that you're not seeing things incorrectly, and that you're not clouding your vision. Okay, that's important. You want to make sure that you are not clouding your vision and are able to see the truth in the situation. And if there are red flags, how much do you love each other? Can you work through these situations? Right? Have you attempted to work through them? Do you need an outside source to work through these? Right? Is the situation going to be resolved, or do you feel that it is beyond resolution, right? And and The blinded is also a lot of times if you haven't healed something within your own heart, you will be blinded to these situations because maybe for you this is something that is unhealed for you, so you're allowing it because it's something that you might have experienced as a child or experienced in another relationship that you didn't heal from. So you're ignoring these red flags because you're just assuming that this is okay behavior. Okay, so that's another one to be considerate about. And silence, yeah, um, a healthy relationship should never require you to be silent about things that bother you. Okay, if you are being silent because you are avoiding conflict, or if you are being silent because communication isn't working out for you, if you're being silent because speaking doesn't get you anywhere and it just feels like you're wasting your breath, that's a, that's a red flag as well. Okay. Silence in a relationship is great if you're watching a movie, reading a book, things like that, but you should never shut yourself down. That's a negative form of silence. Okay, if you're walking through the park and you just want to enjoy the beauty of the snow and things like that's a different understanding of silence. That's where both of you are enjoying the silence, okay? But if for some reason you are purposely bringing on silence and maybe you are enjoying the silence because you find your peace in this silence, sooner or later that silence is going to be really really loud and you're going to realize that that peace that you felt was actually avoidance. Okay. So make sure that if you have silence in your relationship, that you are coming from an area of both of you are enjoying the silence. It's a healthy silence, okay, versus an unhealthy silence that is basically avoidance, what we call avoidance silence, okay, because that can lead to more problems. All right. And then looking at our last one, we have declaration of love. Okay. So making sure that you are expressing to each other how you truly feel about each other is so important. Okay. Making sure that you understand the other person and that person understands you is a great declaration of love. Okay, love should never have a value. It should never have a money value. It instead it should have an emotional value. Okay, declaration of love is when you're able to emotionally connect with each other and understand how much you mean to each other, or you're able to say the words that express your emotions. Okay. So a declaration of love isn't going out and buying you something of value or you going out and buying them something of value. An object or material thing should never replace the actual declaration of love, right? That needs to come from the heart. It's great if the person can buy you, you know, roses or chocolates or a new car or house. That's great, but that should never be an expression of how much they love you. Buying you material things, doing something material wise is just to say, I'm thinking of you, or I know you like this, or I know you would enjoy this, or here's something. But that should never be the declaration. They should be able to, you should be able to to know how much the person loves you without them ever having to purchase or buy you anything. You have to be really careful because in some relationships you might have people that tear you down, tear you apart, belittle you, make you feel like you're nothing, and then they come walking in with roses or your favorite food or something and they say, "Oh, I love you. I just thought of you. I just thought I could just." That's not a declaration of love. That they want you to think that they love you and that's why they got you this, but that's not true. That is an excuse for behavior. That's a reconciliation gift. That's a I'm sorry I upset you here. Let me buy you something gift. Okay. So just be very careful in a relationship. Make sure that the declaration of love never is a symbol in a material form. It should always be from the heart. It should always be um, just, it doesn't even need words. If you truly are resonating with each other, your hearts will know that you love each other, and you'll just know. You won't need anything physical. Okay, physical is great, but it won't be a declaration of love. It'll just be like a a um a thoughtfulness kind of situation. Okay, so there is our love reading. I hope everybody's relationships are going great. And if there is any issues, I hope this reading kind of helped you to see where you can look at in your situation and see how you can expand from there. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. And let me see the video. It's kind of like it's not focused. Focus. There we go. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in and have a wonderful day. Bye.